All right, this is the first lecture of semester 3. We are going to be doing the intermediate cups. So we are going to be covering lunars, which is from a Tama grip, regular lunar, inward lunar. And then we are also going to be talking about cups to spike. This is going to be a little bit of Tama control and is also very important. This can be a tag along to the beginner episode, but cups to spike is too advanced for the beginner, so we're going to throw it in intermediate. All right, to begin with, we're going to do cups to spike. So anytime we're doing cups, you should have cups down, and I talked about it in the previous semester as well. When we're changing cups, we want to try to keep an eye on this bevel, the hole, and keep it pointing towards us and keep it on that vertical axis. Once you get it off this vertical axis and it's like over here, it's really hard to then get it to where I could spike it. So ideally we want it anywhere on this vertical axis, because then we could just flip it and it's like an earth turn. So if it's here, like an earth turn, anywhere on this vertical axis, I could just lift it up and I could see it as well. That's a big part. Like, I want to be able to see the hole the whole time so I can execute the spike as good as possible, like that. And for small cup, because we hold it a little bit sideways, it's going to still be on this vertical axis with our eyes. Even though it's not with the vertical axis on this Ken, we're going to keep it with our eyesight on this vertical axis. So from here, sorry, let me do that again. There we go. Same thing with base cup, vertical axis with base cup. And when it's not on that vertical axis, like I said, and you can't really see it and you're guessing where the hole is, it's really hard. A lot of these paints on these Tamas will have tracking. This is called tracking right here, the different paint patterns. So when I see white, like if I see this, I know the hole, it has to be on the opposite side, because this is just on the opposite side of the hole. So that helps me, but most Tamas don't have this, and I recommend getting a Tama with white on the bottom because it's a lot easier for the eye to see. So when this moves around, I could see the white a lot better. Therefore I know the hole is somewhere where the white's at, and it gives me a better chance to spike the Tama. So you should have cups down. Now we just want to start going into spike. I mean, even if you don't have it on that vertical axis, just get used to learning how to get it to spike. And then we learn tricks where we go each cup to spike. That's a more advanced trick, but that's definitely something you can work up to in this intermediate series after you learn how to get to spike, and once you get it consistent enough. So that's spikes. We're going to go into lunars, which this is an advanced trick, but it's a Tama grip trick that we want to start implementing. That'll help with our balance, and lunar tricks are just really cool. They're one of my favorite tricks. So I started doing lunars within the first month of playing just because I like them so much, and I think it helped me a lot with taps and just getting used to keeping the Ken on this vertical axis when doing flips and stuff. So same thing as like an airplane, when you twist it, we're just not going to yank it as hard to where it rotates completely. We're going to pull up and keep it kind of like the pull up is the hardest part here. So we want to keep it vertical, and you can see the balance point. So if I bend it too much forward, it's going to fall off. So you kind of have to tilt your hand back to catch it, or it's not going to balance. This gets you used to the balance points on your Ken too, to know your Ken. And each Ken is different also. They all have different balance points with weights and stuff. So lunars will kind of help you narrow down your balance point on your Ken. All right, then going into inward. So inward, we don't twist. We actually leave it there and we pull out at kind of like a 45-degree angle from our shoulder, and it will rotate itself. These are easier to me, but again, it's different for everybody. I started with regular lunars and then switched over to these. These just are more satisfying. And again, make sure to bend your knees. I'm not doing it in the video because I want to keep the camera as still as possible, but bending your knees will help a lot when doing these tricks. It gives you more time to get under it. All right, so just to recap on this intermediate level of cups, we want to start moving from cup to cup to spikes and keeping the hole close to us as much as possible and on that vertical axis. And with lunars, we just want to get back into using our Tama grip. And I mean, we can go from lunars. Once you get lunars down, you could start rotating to lighthouse, because you should have lighthouse done from the beginner tutorials. And even if you're comfortable, you should be able to get it to lighthouse, or sorry, to airplane. So, and once we're in airplane, just like, if you get it to this point, I want you guys to start practicing a J stick as your finisher instead of an earth turn. So if you land a trick with regular grip, start using a finisher of earth turn. If you start finishing a trick in Tama grip, start practicing J sticks. And then you will get, those are advanced tricks, so you'll start getting used to doing those advanced tricks. And more importantly, just getting used to the timing and seeing the Ken come around as well as the bevel when doing these enders. I mean, it's still difficult for me to do 100% of the time. So yeah, so that's it for this lecture. We're gonna go on to the next lecture of this semester.